And we are recording.
Right. When last we left off, the wolf pack, after navigating the catacombs of Inverness below Jewel City, managed to locate the first anchor, known as the Shrine of Crucif. They were greeted by its guardian, a lich calling himself Saint Inverness, the very cleric whose name graced the caverns. After discussing their plan to fortify the anchor, and managing to persuade him to not interfere with the project, they performed the ritual of fortification and managed to succeed in strengthening it against Demogorgon's efforts to break free. After leaving the catacombs, they discovered the Empire Day festivities there had been disrupted by the airships being shot down with a blast of pink and purple energy from the shrine itself. The pack discussed their plans, made contact with the Rebel Yell to direct them to their next destination, then teleported to the Torre Infierna in the desert city of Oasis to chase after the rumors of the next anchor, the Hellgate, located in the mountains to the west of the city. The pack navigated itself down from the tower, through the city, and managed to secure lodgings in Mornwall, after some haggling, before resting for the night. Though for some it was a little less than restful, as Tez had a lengthy conversation with the Prince Consort of the Empire, Charles Malor, as they bonded over weapons and stories of battle. In another room, Finn had another communion with his alien patron, Eldath. The former Elder God warned Finn that the rest of the anchors would not be easy to fortify against Demogorgon, and would require great strength and inner power from the pack to do so. He advised seeking help from the druids outside of Elvenon if need be, acquiring more artifacts of great power for the remaining pack members, and caution when dealing with Tez, whose odd and unpredictable powers could prove a danger to them all in unexpected ways. His cryptic warning ended with, "Beware the coming storm," as Finn and the rest of the pack awoke to the sound of thunder and the city surrounded in rain and lightning. And that is where we're picking up the morning of the 16th day of the month of Sun, though the sun's not currently out, as it's early morning and the city of Oasis is surrounded by thick storm clouds, rain coming down in heavy sheets across the city, occasional lightning flashing in the distance, thunder rolling across the sand dunes and over the stone and daub buildings. As you all slowly come awake, some of you a little more alert than others, Wolfpack, what would you like to do?
How often does it rain like this in the desert?
You know, that's a good question for someone who knows about the desert. You don't, so...
Gross. You're the one that's supposed to know everything.
I know about deserts, right?
I was thinking the exact same thing.
I'd say Tez would know, actually. Hold on. I'm going to look at my map.
Familiar.
I'm going to look at my
desert.
actual map of Rook Island real quick so I know if Tez knows this or not.
There's some sand there.
Because Tez might not. Based on where
Well,
we
that'd be a
said he
whole
was
different
from.
region, though. So this would be like...
Yeah. Well, geographically, not that different. He might know a little. All right. I'm going to say Tez, roll an intelligence check with disadvantage. Drost, roll just a straight roll.
Straight intelligence check?
Yep, straight intelligence checks.
Oh, okay.
That's higher than I thought it was going to be.
Me too.
Between the two of you, storms like this don't happen very often in this region of the world, especially not this heavy. But it's one of those things where when a storm if a big enough storm happens, it's going to be a big storm. The desert is a biome of extremes, so extreme heat, extreme cold. It doesn't do anything half-assed. So there's not exactly like small little like showers that some of you from the Riverlands and up north might be used to. If there is a storm, it's going to be a heavy one like this. So not common, but not unexpected.
Ooh. I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, same. I got actually a warning about the storm.
Ooh.
So,
What do you mean?
yep. It means I didn't sleep last night because I was having terrifying visions and conversations with an elder god.
What warning did you get?
Just beware the storm. Literally it.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh,
As in,
that means this storm.
Well, I didn't know about it, but thinking maybe it might be this storm. I don't know how literal the whole warning thing was, but...
how How prophetic are your visions? Like how reliably do they predict, or have they ever predicted the future
I mean, I've
or
seen
your
a couple
conversations?
visions of the future, but I haven't ever seen it come true. But also, it was way different, so I'm not entirely certain.
Hmm.
Also, I consume a lot of red leaf, so the edges tend to get a little soft in places. So I don't really know. I mean, I feel like if he told me, there's probably a good reason. Like, he seems to want me to stop the Gorgon from destroying
Sure.
this existence. So I'm assuming it's not like a fucking give him something cryptic just to fuck with him type of scenario. I don't know if elder gods have a sense of humor. I don't know how jokey they are. Also, he told me that we're probably not going to have as much luck with the rest of these anchors. He was super fucking chatty last night. That probably doesn't bode well for my sanity.
I guess. That's
Yeah,
a good
the
thing
rest of the
that
anchors are supposed to be
we got the one
hardcore.
ticket.
Oh, and we're supposed to like tool up. Like, you guys are supposed to get like cool magic shit, like artifacts. And he said to talk to the druids.
Oh,
They have great stuff.
Okay.
true.
Did we wake up as in like I just woke up from my dream too?
I just assumed we were like gathered in like the common area because we're staying at a house, right?
You guys are staying at an inn. You,
that's
you
right.
rented most of the
Oh,
top
that's right.
floor of whatever. This inn doesn't have a name. It's,
And I
none of the
negotiated
places
some
around
free
here.
food.
Yep, you negotiate some free food, and Tez negotiated, quote unquote, the storage of his goat's milk. You guys, at this point, you guys have all you guys all had separate rooms. You guys are just kind of down in a common area, getting breakfast. I kind of assumed.
Yeah, that was where I was assuming we picked up.
Yeah, but Tez, your dream happened overnight as well. So, right at some point in the night, you don't feel like you were awake all night. Like you do feel rested. But you don't know exactly what point in the night your interaction happened.
Okay.
So, how you doing, Tez?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, great.
Did you
Feeling
say
normal?
Did you say you had a dream?
I did.
Finn, I had a dream too.
Did you?
I never remember my dreams, but I remembered this one.
Well, that's good. So what was it about? It wasn't about like you like murdering all of us savagely, was it?
I'm gonna walk over to the bar to get my goat's milk, and I'm gonna motion for Finn to come over by himself. Come here, Finn. Okay, so my dream was a little strange. There was a guy, and he was very nice to me, but he gave a kind of a weird vibe.
Ooh.
And
Like a mustachioed uncle vibe?
what's that mean? Oh no, he didn't want to touch me.
Okay.
Actually, he kind of did want to. He wanted to mess around with my hammer. Wait, I don't remember exactly what happened. Did we trade weapons or anything?
You had a long conversation just about both being
what
warriors.
was the vibe?
Give me an insight. Give me an insight check.
I don't know if he fucking remembers. All right, let me see.
Yeah, give me an insight check. We'll say. Okay.
Oh god. Oh jeez.
That dude seemed great. Nothing remarkable about him whatsoever.
You, Zach the player, are about to get a very factual description of what's happening with zero context to the insight. You talked a lot about being warriors, and the weird kind of connection you guys had in that he was like awake. He seemed to be awake and was moving around his cabin outside. Like he was in an airship above Elvenon. You remember seeing like him looking out the window, and you recognized Elvenon out there. He looked in a mirror, so you got a good look of what he looks like. He was a very well dressed nobleman. He talked a little bit about some philosophy of the Empire that kind of went over your head. He talked about being in fights and things like that, and how you both seem to be proud warriors fighting for what you believe in. About thinking for yourself instead of letting other people think for you. And he also showed off this really cool sword that he had, and it looked super cool. He talked about wanting you to hold it at some point, and he, in fact, you end up, because you were in his body, essentially riding shotgun in him. When he swung his sword, you got a feel for what that sword felt like when you were holding it. And he talked about potentially finding a way for you to let him into your head like that so he can wield your hammer one of these days. And you were pretty cool about it. He seemed like an interesting dude. He was nice to talk to.
Oh, okay. So I don't really remember everything that happened, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be a big help for us. And he was looking over Elvenon. He looked rich, so he for sure has money. And he talked about really, really smart things. And guess what?
What?
He likes to fight. Just
That's
like
good.
me.
Oh, that is true. When you say like over Elvenon, like in a tall building?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Do you think he was flying? Wait,
Tez,
did I know?
You would have
around.
He was in the cabin of an airship. You have an airship. You know what it's like to be in a cabin there.
He was in the cabin of an airship, but not ours.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
So that
What did he
means-
look like?
Oh, he looked rich, very well dressed.
Okay.
If he has an airship just like us, he can join our fleet. And guess what else? He told me things that you tell me. He said, "Think for yourself, Tez." And I said, "Oh, okay." But he was more stern about it.
Oh,
Guess what else? He has a big sword.
that's awesome.
He
That's not
let
as cool
me
as your big hammer, right?
Oh,
Wait,
not
so the
even
dude in your
close.
dream had you hold his sword?
I don't know, kind of. It felt like I could swing it.
Okay.
I could chop someone's head off with it easily.
Well,
It
that's
was
good.
big.
But chopping heads off isn't as much fun as smashing heads, though, right?
No, I'd much rather smash a head.
There you go.
Anyway, when he joins our group, I'm gonna let him hold my hammer.
Oh, that seems like a stretch, but okay. And when you say joins us, did he say he wanted to join you?
Yeah, he wants to be a part of our group.
Finn! Oh, Tyler, not here. I pulled Finn aside. If you want to know
Oh,
anything,
She's just
you
super
gotta...
My bad.
eavesdropping.
I'm gonna.
No.
I'm really just like,
like how stealthy is Tez being with this conversation?
So I was gonna say, if to be totally fair, like a perception check with advantage would probably catch it. But I like to be like in the story, I did pull Finn aside.
You did,
Like
yeah.
I'm
Okay,
being I'm being ridiculous about it. Like
We'll
Tez
say
is.
Tez give me a stealth check. The rest of you, other than Finn, give me a perception check with advantage.
Okay.
Oh god, I'm fucking screaming. I'm screaming.
He's whisper shouting.
Yeah,
got
Tez's definition of quiet is not the same as everyone else's definition of quiet.
I don't know why it says 22. I rolled a 12.
I've got like frothy goat's milk spitting everywhere. It's all over my fucking mane. Oh, but that's all. I mean, that's all the dream was. But that's pretty specific, Finn. I don't know.
It sounds like, you were just like talking to this dude. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think probably just to be safe, like probably shouldn't tell him where we are.
Oh, I would never. Well, I would actually if you asked.
Well, maybe we shouldn't.
Okay. So you think that maybe he's a bad guy?
Well, I can't think of a lot of like human dudes. I know I'm really going against type here, but a lot of like human dudes with flying ships that are like good with our cause besides us.
Are you saying that he got in my head during a dream? Oh.
Maybe. So you say he was rich.
What was his name? I actually have his.
Like?
I have his name written down. I want to know if Tez remembers it though, because I don't know if he does.
Did he ever tell you his name?
He did say he did give his first name.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. I think his name's Chuck. Maybe.
Chuck?
Chuck.
Maybe.
No, that's not it.
Would Tez have noticed enough detail when he saw like him looking at himself in the mirror? Do you think Tez would know enough of, like, would have remembered enough of him to give a description?
Probably not with that 6.
Tez's perception is like my wisdom's a straight 0. Like I'm just wise as the average Joe. So
We'll say, I'll
think
rule
he'd
it. Give me a
have a pretty-
perception check.
I think he'd have a pretty vague. Yeah, okay, I'll give it a
Yeah.
try.
Well, we'll leave it up to the dice.
Hey, not bad.
You not only do remember that his name is Charles.
His name's Charles.
And you remember him being richly attired, very well built, much tall, like for a human, not that far off from like Tez's own build. Very well built, very tall, imposing kind of figure. Long red hair, kind of like swept back with a almost like blood red goatee, and these like very sharp, piercing blue eyes. Very much like the only kind of people Tez has seen like this would be like the Blade and other like very well placed noblemen in the Empire. So like pure blooded nobles.
He looked like the kind of guy that we want to punch in the face. He tricked me.
Well, I mean, maybe he was nice. If he seemed nice to you, I trust you. But let's just make sure before, like, especially if he starts asking specific questions about us. Did he ask about us? Like what we're doing?
I don't think so. No.
He did not.
Okay.
He was
Well, maybe
distracted.
if he does, just let us know. Like, let me know.
Okay. This goat's milk's good.
Well, awesome. Do you need more? Do you need to top off
Yeah.
before you head back to the table?
Yeah. I feel Tez looks real sleepy and feels real sleepy, and I think that he also feels really defeated and used, and it shows on his face. I need another goat smoke.
Let's get you another one, buddy. We'll get it figured out. Charles.
I think with the description that Tez gives and that name, Finn, I mean, you've been doing enough research lately, especially and with Drost and having access to resources. You have an idea who that is. There's really only like one major player in Imperial politics with the name Charles in that description. And he has been in the news recently, so.
Hmm. Well, once we sit back down with the group, so obviously you guys heard all that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys,
Yeah.
every single one of you except Drost, who is going through his journal.
Drost,
yeah.
eyes up.
So what's up?
Eyes up. We got maybe important stuff. His name Charles. Fancy noble, tall, red hair, blue eyes, big sword. Does that ring any bells?
That's Charles Malor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's talking to Tez in Tez's dreams.
He crept into my head.
Do we all know about the whole like ritual thing and Tez's whole starting point? Like, do we know that they're connected some weird way? Or
Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing. How much do we know about? Obviously, there's been some sort of like, dramatic irony type stuff.
I don't remember if Tez has actually told everyone about what happened with him and when that started. The other ritual that he started seeing these visions with. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave it to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And would we have any idea that like
is this the first time you've seen this dude?
In a dream?
Or just in general?
I don't know. I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely didn't recognize him, did I?
No, you definitely didn't recognize him.
No. Oh, I didn't know who he was at all. His sword was big. And so was he.
He is a big dude.
I'm gonna smash his head in.
Yeah, because he's like
If he gets in my head again.
he's
You're
like
gonna
the
get it.
Demogorgon, right?
Yeah.
Oh. That's not good. I don't
Yeah.
want him in my head at all. What am I gonna
Nope.
do?
That's probably a good question for our fucking
How do I keep him out?
super magic friend.
Drost, one bit of extra info that you get, because you are, obviously very well studied in history of the Empire. The sword that Tez kind of describes, as soon as you piece together like who this guy is, Prince Consort, and Tez talks about this giant sword that he has, it clicks in your mind what that sword is, based on the description alone, because of his position, he's wielding one of the 5 blades of unification, which are one of the 5 swords that the very first emperor wielded during the war that created the Empire. A heavily enchanted sword.
Well, yeah, so the sword, definitely a threat. Yeah, Tez, you're definitely right that thing can do some damage. Out of character, did we decide whether we know that how the specifics of that we know that the ritual that they tried on Tez didn't take, and then they did it on Charles, and it did take, and like the connection there, or
I don't think Tez has shared that information.
He's
that's
talking
all
about
been-
the ritual. A little
Yeah, and now
because
that
we saw
you
some
say
guys
that,
in robes, and he was like, "Oh, they
That's
have
true, he
robes
did
like the
recognize the
guys
oh,
that
that's
did the
true.
ritual."
Yeah, he
I get-
recognized the robes.
Yeah, so I gave you guys like a vague idea, but I told you everything Tez knew. I think
Yeah,
there was the
Right.
ritual. Yeah, there's not a lot of
Yeah.
origin as to how I got there or why I was there in the first place. I don't think.
Sure.
And I don't think
probably-
Tez knows whether that ritual failed or succeeded necessarily.
Right, I was
He
going to
just
say,
knows
so
it
probably
happened.
not enough for us to piece together that that would be potentially the reason of their connection. So we're still not.
I'm gonna
not
say
I don't know though, man. Somebody does the mystic people do a ritual on Tez, and they're the ones that are helping like make the Gorgon. Like I think
And-
there's probably
I was just about to say, I think because of the conspiracy you guys have been uncovering, with the Mystics being as rooted in Imperial
Sure.
culture and like acting like this.
That's right. Yeah.
Drost, give me an Arcana check at disadvantage.
Also,
you have
at
enough.
this-
You have enough that you could piece it together, but it's not. I don't think it's obvious yet.
Also,
right.
Tez is not like holding back anything on purpose. I'm just
No.
saying, like, out of character.
No,
I think that I just don't think he's shared like the beginnings and the origins of
Jesus
what
Christ.
happened and all that. Oh shit! Nice.
24. I think you think that there is probably a connection there, without knowing what exactly was done to Tez, or what that ritual, like all he ever really gotten out of Tez, because that's all Tez could offer, was that some ritual was done by the Mystics. Without knowing what exactly they were doing, it's kind of hard to piece it together. But you probably can guess that there is some connection to that. If suddenly the Prince Consort of the Empire, the ostensibly, at least on paper, the second most important person in the government of the Empire itself, suddenly has a connection with this raging barbarian lion from another continent. There's probably the one weird thing that you know about Tez. It probably has something to do with the one weird, like that's probably the point of connection there. So you don't know the nature of the connection necessarily, but that's probably worth investigating as much.
Mhm.
Like, it's probably worth investigating, honestly.
Yeah. All right. So Tez, there is definitely some sort of a strong connection with the mystics that is causing this link between
Oh,
you
wait, hold
and
on.
Charles.
I forgot something. You guys should go look in shared notes, because you guys actually did have the answers that Charles
Oh, shoot.
did become the aspect of pride, and
Okay.
Tez's ritual was a failure to receive the
Okay,
aspect
'cause
of
I
fury. I think you guys used the Good Night book over the course of
That's
like
right. Because I
couple
remembered either coming across a reading or something like that
yeah.
that we had, but I couldn't remember if it was all in character stuff.
Yeah, I think over the course of like a couple weeks, you used the Good
Okay.
Night book and just pestered it with fucking questions. So yeah, that's on. I'm kind of glad I scrolled up at that point. Yeah, you guys know that Tez's ritual, what the Mystics did to him, he was supposed to become the aspect of fury for Demogorgon, and that failed. He ended up getting a shard of the aspect of pride instead.
Okay. Yeah.
Which the Mystics have now done the
that-
ritual again, and apparently successfully made Charles Malor the aspect of pride. But because there's also a piece of it running around with Tez, there's now a tether.
Yeah. Yeah. So
24 Arcana just lets you remember that. So
right. Yeah. No problem. Yeah, I would point out the fact that shard of pride. Yeah, clearly Charles is now the aspect of pride, connection, mystics. We gotta maybe keep an eye on this connection, because now you have a window into an aspect of Demogorgon, but an aspect of Demogorgon probably also has a window into you and what's going on with us. So if you can, try and be careful with your chats with this Charles guy.
Oh, okay, I will. But if I see him in real life, I'm gonna crush his head in.
That's a great plan.
But if we see him in real life, that's most likely what's going to be happening.
Oh, that sword's big.
I will
I'll let
help
you guys
you
know.
do that if I can.
He's all
Okay.
you, buddy.
yeah, for context, Tez, that and just out of game for everyone's context, the sword that he's wielding is like the size of the Buster sword from Final Fantasy.
Hell
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it makes great sword seem like an inadequate term. So
It's like Winona. Stuzor's
Yeah.
sword.
Yep.
ostensibly just too big and should not be wielded, but
So out of character again, since it's been so long, we're here for a reason, right?
yep, you
Well,
guys.
Yeah,
We were
we're gonna make a
looking
run.
for-
We're gonna make a run for the anchor.
Well,
'Cause there's
that
the
and was there a
Hellgate.
secondary thought that we had here, or we're just basically here to root out? Oh yeah, we know its general location, but we don't have great coordinates or something like that. I can't.
Yeah, it's someplace out in the
so
desert.
I'm going to move you over to the world map real quick.
Oh, that's a cool
So-
looking map.
Yeah, you guys are
Yeah,
down
that's
there.
right.
Yeah, you guys are down in Oasis in the southern part of the continent, and you're aware. You don't have an exact coordinate or anything like that. You're aware that off in the mountains to the west, which are unnamed, there is something called the Hellgate, which is supposed to be this big, giant red stone arch, with really bad rumors around it from what little you've seen or heard of it. People tend to anyone who comes near the Hellgate supposedly dies. So. And that's kind of all you know. You don't know exactly where. You don't know, where in the mountains you need to be looking. You don't know if it even actually exists. It could just be a legend. You just know the anchor's somewhere out there.
Well, not to end our scene here, but unless we're planning on doing anything else in the inn, do we want to try and at least find some info on this Hellgate location?
Well, yeah, that was the
Also-
whole. Like Harvey told me that we may want to like tool up a little bit more before we go
Yeah,
after
I was
these
gonna
other anchors.
ask. Was he specific on? He said something about like there were artifacts somewhere or something.
Yeah. Yep, and maybe check with the druids.
Oh yeah.
So
Look
that
to
would
Tyler,
be
like
tripping it all the way back up at Elvenon.
like druids here or like way back up north.
Like the whole, like the pack of them, not like Tyler.
Yeah, my group.
Well, I mean, where did the rebel yell end up? Is it here in
Well, it's
Oasis?
flying down here to
Or-
meet us.
Well, do we?
'Cause-
I mean, Gosh, I can't remember. I don't think.
I mean, we're stuck here
have-
for a couple days.
Well, I was gonna say I don't know if I have any teleportation coordinates to Elvenon.
You would not.
We could. I'm trying to. I don't think. Other than Prolaria is close up there, right?
It's not
Do
far.
you want to go after Charles?
I mean, eventually.
Oh, do we know he's in Elvenon, or was that something?
Oh
that
shit,
has-
that's right. Yeah, Tez did say he
relayed
was in
or no?
Elvenon.
Yeah, he's in.
He was
He's on an
flying
airship.
around
Yeah.
I
over
think he's
Elvenon.
there. We could go get him right now. I don't want him in my head tonight.
Do I mean that seems a little impulsive. No offense.
Very on brand.
Well, there is that. So just thinking logistically, I know I could get us to Krillaria, like basically
This is
now.
intensely. I'm staring at you, just listening to every word.
And then we could maybe like horseback our way to the druids, but even still that's a ways, because Rebel Yell is going to be halfway between here and Jewel Cities by now, or not even.
Yeah, or we just hang out here for a couple days, let the Rebel Yo get here, and then that'll give maybe Charles time to clear out of Elvenon if we're not looking to have a confrontation immediately.
Okay, fine.
I mean, a minute.
I mean, we did light a lot of fuses in Elvenon before we left, so I mean, there might be some fucking hijinks to get up to once we get back there. I'm pretty sure freeing a bunch of political prisoners isn't going to do well for the Imperial sentiment in Elvenon.
Yeah,
I'd say, Finn and
Like-
the elf twins. Give me an insight check real quick.
Holy shit. Finn's fucking on it when he's not
Yeah,
stunned.
21, not bad. Finn, you start thinking about it a little bit, and how much you guys did up there, and like, yeah, we did a lot of shit up there, like, stirred the pot. And then it kind of clicks in your head a little bit. If the Prince Consort is up there with some kind of airship, it's probably not a social call after everything that you guys just did up there. Elvenon's not exactly a frequent spot, like a tourist destination for Imperial nobility, especially not of that rank. And especially considering yesterday was Empire Day, the single most patriotic day of the year in the imperial calendar, it most definitely was not going to be a social call.
So the Empire was probably fucking flexing their muscles a little bit.
Yeah, with a 21 insight, it sounds like they were probably, if not giving like a full crackdown, they were definitely reminding Elvenon and its people, you guys are under our boot. Do not forget that.
Man. See, that part wasn't like a friendly visit by the prince. So Elvenon may be a touch warm for a little bit. We do have to check in with those druids, though.
We do need to.
Yeah, the druids are what, like 15, 20 miles out of the city, right? Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
up into the Verdant
And then
Basin.
wood.
Yeah. Drost, what's your passive perception?
It's Drost is not passively perceiving anything other than like when he's reading his books. Passive perception is 13.
High enough. You feel a light vibration in one of your pockets.
Oh, and I like check all my different pockets and fumble the cell stone out.
Yep.
Of
You pull
one
out
of
the
my
cell
bags.
stone.
Hey, hello, hi.
Oh, good morning, Drost. Sorry I missed your call yesterday. Is now a good time to talk?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what to do.
Oh, perfect. Are you in a place where you could put me on speaker stone?
Damn it.
Yeah, I press
Really?
the button with the 3 curved lines.
God.
I need you to know I've been waiting like 3 days for that one joke.
Yeah.
Ah,
All right,
perfect.
Evandre, all right, you've got all of us here.
Perfect. Just making sure I'm not in a public place, am I?
Yes,
I mean, semi-po. Is there anybody
We can-
around?
we can go up to one of the
There's a couple other tables around that have some people.
Don't worry. Hey, you guys, get out of here!
Give me an intimidation check.
All right. Yeah, I mean, shitty.
One group that's a little closer to you kind of gets up and leaves, and eventually one of the waitstaff comes over. Sir, if you could please not scare away the rest of the patrons.
I'll slide him a silver. Like, it's fine.
We need to have an important conversation. I'm sorry.
If you are needing a private conversation, might I recommend your rooms upstairs?
Oh,
Yeah. We'll go up. We'll go upstairs.
Let's go pack into a room.
can I get another goat's milk before I go?
He kind of sighs and gets you another one real quick as you're all
Thank
leaving.
you. Okay, get my goat's
You all
milk
head
and
upstairs
bottles.
and pile into one of the rooms. As Evandre's just kind of sitting there on the cell stone, whistling on speaker stone.
All right,
Susie, here.
Evandre, we're good now.
Oh, perfect. Okay, quick update. So, first off, I got in contact with Rulo. The Rebel Yell is actually a little ahead of schedule. They said they were supposed to meet you in Oasis. They're a mile south of you, of the city right
Whoa.
now. They ended up catching a tailwind on some wild storm that blew over. They flew high over the mountains a little bit, caught a bit of a very powerful tailwind. They did say they took minor damage in the process, but it sounds like Rulo will have that repaired probably by the time you'll meet up with them. So the ship should be, like I said, a mile down the river, so you should be able to meet up with it there. Second, I was out of contact, sorry about that, but I was up in the Northern Territories making contact with the Warden of the North and talking about them potentially having you up there as visitors and seeing if we could get you permission to fly up there, obviously, on the Rebel Yell. They tacitly approved it, however, there's a bit of a rule with the rune that's given to allow airships and things of that nature, you'll have to sail in on the sea first and make your way to Stonefall Keep by land. The rune can only be given to you directly by the Lord of the North, and he wants to meet you before and get your kind of gauge who you are before he does that, because he is technically allowing you to fly in his lands. I know it's a little bit of a hassle. I couldn't necessarily talk him out of that one, because that's kind of a long-standing rule, but if we can make that work, that would be best case. At that point, you would then have free access to all of the North that you would need.
We just have to sail in.
So, you would sail from the Eastwater Sea into the Verdant Bay itself. If you leave from Elvenon, that would probably be fine, or just anywhere out east. There's a port, Icelock, that you would be able... It's along the Eastwater Sea, or along the edge of the Verdant Bay from the Eastwater Sea. It's the easternmost port of the Northern Territories, and from there you'd make your way inland via the land routes.
All right. Well, there's one thing added to our list.
Yes.
I mean, we've made no progress here in Oasis yet, so leaving here just eats up a little bit extra time is all. So,
Well, I was actually going to help you with that a little bit as well. If you are able to, were you able to get up to the watchtower?
The Blade's old house? Or Torch's old house?
No, the Archmage's tower. Because
Oh.
you have the you have the teleportation circle coordinates
yeah,
for it.
yeah, we haven't been there in a bit, but yeah, we can get there.
If you're able to, I can meet you up there in a couple hours, and I can actually give you a couple of spells that might come in handy for you.
Unless anyone is opposed. Yeah, sounds great. I can throw together a teleportation circle in whenever you want to meet there.
Give me 1 hour, and I'll be up there, and then ready for you after that.
Sounds good to me. Unless anybody else has anything they want to do here.
I'm good.
Well, I mean, I'm
done
assuming
here.
we'll still have to get the, pick up with the Rebel Yell, right? So we'll still have to
Yes.
get a boat, down the river.
Yes, you'll have to meet up with the Rebel Yell eventually, though one of the spells I am giving may help with that. So, it might assist in being able to move around a little bit freely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can make that work.
All right, I'll see you in 1 hour.
Yeah, sounds good.
And the Cellstone hangs up.
Man, that's handy. All right, so we want to just make our way south and wait to meet up with the Rebel Yell.
Yeah.
Or do we
you
want to
can
try
go-
and collect any information on the Hellgate on our way?
And I guess how long is it going to
I mean-
take you to knock up a little circle to get us teleported up to the Magic Castle?
Oh, not long.
Okay. Well, we got an hour to kill, right?
Yeah, I mean, how long does it get? I don't know how far are we from the southern gate. I don't remember. I mean, it'll take what, at least a half hour to get from here out there. So,
Oh yeah. Well, I figure we're still a ways away from the getting to the Rebel Yell, right?
right, yeah. So,
It sounded like they were just a mile downriver, so I mean, theoretically, you could
Okay.
oh, okay.
either
not far.
hire a skiff to take you down there or just walk it.
Oh yeah. Yep. No, I'd say we just go get a boat and head for the Rebel Yell then.
Yeah, sounds good. In that time, then I am going to spend switching one of my spells so that I can actually cast Teleportation Circle.
Okay.
I set up my spells expecting issues, looking for something called the Hellgate. And now we're changing the plan, which is fine.
That sounds scary anyway.
All right, my 10-minute ritual of nerd shit. We're on the boat. How much? Okay, so the components are 50 gold pieces worth of inks and chalks and stuff like that, which I imagine Drost is smart enough to restock or at least stock up when he's in towns and stuff like that. But I'll mark that off from last time we teleported to. So under, and this is my fault, but on my character sheet under gold pieces, I just have 85K written.
You guys do have just a shit ton of money.
I was going to say, is that? I mean, obviously that's not like all of Drost's money, but I'm assuming
it might be your share of it. You guys did get paid like a lot.
So yeah. Either way, I
think I've got 83K written down too. So I think that's maybe what we have left. Because it was like
collectively,
it was like a quarter mil, right?
Yeah, you guys got a.
But we spent a fucking ton of it.
You have spent
we spent a bunch on the boat.
Yeah, so I think we have like 83K left.
That's a lot.
Yeah. That's still
fortunes of fortunes, like several kingdoms worth of gold.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to just take it for granted, but at this point, is it really even worth keeping track of a 50 gold spell component thing?
I mean, that's that's all in the boat though. Like you don't have your walking around money.
Right, yeah, that's what I think. I don't know. I know I had.
I've got a sack of gold, so I'm sure if
I
Drost was like,
changed that
I
out.
seem to have misplaced my purse. Can someone slot me for this? Like fucking nerd. Throw fucking money at him. Yes. So Finn would have mocked you for being fucking a deadbeat, but I would have bought whatever components you need whenever. Since you clearly don't carry cash.
Yeah, I've got Tez's problem. I've got other people for that.
Jesus
that stuff's
Christ.
heavy, man. Freaking weak.
So now I buy stuff for Drost and Tez.
Well, I just can't count.
It's a much simpler explanation.
Drost is preoccupied and Tez is illiterate.
I can read some numbers, but not very many.
We've got literally the complete opposite problems. He's not smart enough, and Drost is too smart.
Too smart. And you guys are letting the least honest person in the group hold all of your money.
Yep.
We don't make very good decisions.
Well, what's Tez's insight? Mine's +3.
That is way, way better than mine. Mine's
So you said yours was a 0 earlier, didn't you?
well, maybe not. Yeah, mine's a 0. Mine's 0.
So yeah,
it is way better.
We're not too worried about that,
We complement each other.
All right. Anyway, so it's just something I'm asking Corey whether Drost would know this, or if it would be even possible to at some point have a teleportation circle installed on the Rebel Yell, or is that too much of like a moving target sort of thing?
I'd say you could. The typical qualifications to have a teleportation circle are you have to draw it every day for a year.
Right. Yeah, that's a
but
bit too.
you also happen to know the new Archmage of the Empire, who is known for doing weird magical shit, and you have access to an entire like army of artificers in Corlaria. With enough money, and a little bit of time, you could probably not get that installed without having to wait a full year.
Cool. Well, that's something to look into, but not super imperative now. Anyway.
Yeah. But from Avandre's statement, it sounded like he might have something that might help a little bit, in addition to what you were doing with teleportation circles, as far as getting around. So,
Nice. It's part of the game where we unlock fast travel.
Yeah.
I mean,
once we
technically,
get
you've had
back to the
access to
Rebel
it.
Yell.
You have the Good Night book. You've had access to fast travel. You just never use it.
Oh shit! Didn't even think about it for that.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's one of the core functions of it. You literally can write a book or a place in there, and then it teleports you.
Well,
I don't think about it for anything. You guys need to think for me.
We got you, buddy.
no worries.
We should probably tell Avandre
Let's
about
feel
the whole Charles talks to Tez in his dreams thing, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, so you guys heading south to meet up with the Rebel Yell?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, you just gonna hoof it on the ground, or steal or hire a skiff? What are you guys doing?
I'll hire a boat.
Yeah.
Tempted to steal one. Just
Goodness.
Yeah. It's not. I mean, it's not hard. You find one. You have to pay a little more
was it
to one of them
still fucking pissing rain?
it is still raining fairly heavily out. So, but it looks like most of the skiffs are. I mean, the skiff riders are still out there. There's still people needing to go from one side of the city to the other across the riverway. So, there is always a need for people to move around.
I bet Tez smells awful.
Wet cat.
Just soaking wet, dirty as shit. Like,
Yeah.
Ted should have gone outside before rolling that intimidation check, because I've never seen a wet cat that's never not looked intimidating. So,
well, the giant goat's milk mustache probably took a little bit of the edge off that intimidation check.
yeah, if he'd stepped
Get
outside,
out.
with his mane all wet, and then came back in, he would have looked about 10 times scarier.
It's true, I do look scary when I'm wet. But I don't like the rain. I don't like to take baths either. I like myself.
Mhm.
So on that note, you guys
It's in your
hire
own room.
someone mark off a gold, or if you guys are keeping track.
I got
because, all right. Yeah, it's normally just a couple silver to cross the riverway, but since he's taking you a mile outside of town, a little bit more expensive Uber. So, but you start heading out that way. You pass through the city walls and see, on your right, heading west, is the menagerie, which you can very quickly see why it has that name. There is just all sorts of cages of exotic animals and different kinds of livestock out there. Since it's right next to the Grand Bazaar through the walls, it's kind of like, obviously they're not going to let a bunch of wild or caged animals into the city in the bazaar. This is the extension, like, the pet section of the Grand Bazaar, basically outside. A lot of them have like tarps and stuff thrown over them to keep the animals safe inside, but you're still able to see some exotic animals kind of cowering in some of the cages as thunder and lightning go off in the distance through the rain.
That's not very nice.
Well, neither is the exotic pet trade. And on your left is an awful shanty town, where you can already see a couple buildings have completely just collapsed in the wind and the rain. The few that were not built very well, and I mean, because this is essentially like a small hurricane. It's not quite as intense as when you guys had the battle out in the Verdun Bay Peninsula and ambushed those guys, but it's pretty close. Getting up there in intensity a little bit at times. So not every building is meant to stand up against weather like that, and a couple have already collapsed, but for the most part, it looks like just a lot of buildings are just having the filth washed off of them at this point. As you pass by this, I mean, even the river itself gets a little muddier and dirtier around that side of the bank. But you continue outside of town on this skiff, and you are eventually, after one of the bends, you're able to see, in all its glory, the Rebel Yell sitting there in the river. Off to the side a little ways, not quite like berthed on one of the banks, but far enough outside of the middle so that it's not blocking river traffic or anything like that. And as you get a little bit closer, Rulo has one of the deckhands throw a ladder over, and you guys are all able to safely climb from the skiff up onto the deck of your beloved airship.
Good to be back.
Rulo calls out, "Good to have you back, Captain. The rest of you. We made it a little faster than expected, but we also took a little damage." And he points up over at the main mast, and you can actually see like recent repairs. It looks like one of the beams of the main mast completely snapped off and has been reaffixed and sealed to be functional again. This storm's a mighty doozy, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's not fucking around.
It's a good one.
Oh, well, we started catching the tailwind from it at first and thought it was going to be perfect, but as we were going over the mountains, damnedest thing, it was like the storm suddenly picked up while we were in the mountains, and I don't know how to best describe it. It seemed like the lightning was coming up from the mountains, not down.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Do you happen to
Have I
get
ever heard
a
of something like that happening before?
location?
Vaguely, kind of hard to pinpoint our location. At that point, I was trying to rise a little higher above the storm to try and avoid it as much as we could, but seemed like almost dead center, as best I can tell, somewhere around there. Tyler, give me... Debating what I want this to be. Pitch me, what skill are you wanting to use with this, and why? If you give me a reason, I'll let you roll it.
Okay. I mean, I was thinking nature check, just seeing if, like, I know of this phenomenon happening.
Alright, give me a nature check. $16. Lightning coming from the ground up into a storm is not a common natural phenomenon. You would imagine there's probably some kind of magic at play as a result of that, because you can't really think of any specific instances where lightning would be coming up from the ground like that. Now, there are obviously natural beings like elementals and things like that, where, you know, the rules of nature like that don't exactly fit perfectly, but, you know, without more info, kind of hard to narrow it down. But as far as just storms generating lightning from mountains up into the sky, none that you can think of. No real natural cause reason.
Huh.
Well, Captain, where are we off to?
Well, I guess just out of the storm. I mean, we're headed north eventually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Swing out around the storm and head north.
Aye, I can do that. You gonna be riding with us for a while, or off again with your magic somewhere else?
We gotta pop out for a minute, but we'll most likely be back. We may be taking a trip up to the north, so we may be headed up the Verdant Peninsula. We need to link up with the Druids up there, and then we may be going into the north, the Great North. But we gotta get permission to fly up there, so we'll have to sail in.
Can't fly an airship up there. Vondre filled me in a little bit. It sounds like we're going to be taking a sea trip.
Yep. I mean, just a little bit, like a short sea trip, and then we'll get our permits so we can fly.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Well, I can take us out of here if you want to get a little comfortable down below and deal with whatever you're needing to deal with.
Yep, that's the order of the day.
All right. All hands, all hands! Rulo gets the deck going. Everyone goes to man their positions. He heads up to the captain's wheel, and pretty soon the rebel yell takes off from the river, begins flying and ascending higher and higher until you eventually pass through the cloud layer and are above the storm as he just continues heading north. Eventually, it's about the time you guys know you would be good to head up to the watchtower as needed. So you guys are traveling. If there's anything you want to do before that, feel free.
I just fucking burn one down now that we're back on the boat.
Sounds like a plan to me.
I'm just gonna rest.
Yeah, easy enough. Anyone else doing anything before Dro starts doing the teleportation circle?
Nothing special for me. I'm just spending time with my wolf.
Issa very much enjoys it, as she hasn't seen you in a couple days. So
Exactly.
she's kind of been
That's
just
awesome.
confined to being down in the deck, or down below decks at this point, so...
I'm busy.
The
inventory.
extra cash to the crew to clean up after Keese's poops are all on you, Taylor.
She's housebroken. It's fine. She goes on the
Jared-
pads when she needs to.
Jerry eventually comes over and goes, by the way, sir, we need to buy some more pads.
Yeah,
Sure.
just as much.
Yes, Sir Tez?
What are you talking about?
Oh, well, I started taking care of Kisa while you guys were gone.
Oh, I thought you were saying you got drunk and peed all over them.
Well, I mean... No, definitely didn't do that.
Good. You did good, Jerry.
Insight check.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, let's see. Let's test your luck right now. Yeah, you can't quite put your finger on it, but you think he might be lying.
Good
Yeah.
job, Jerry.
Always happy to serve, sir. But eventually the time rolls around. Drost, do you start drawing up the circle?
Yeah, I'll do it as close to an hour as I can guesstimate. And yeah. By the way, I've been looking through all of the gear. There's a lot of stuff in there that I had completely no idea that we had. Chime
You guys
of
have a lot of
opening,
stuff.
ring of swimming, cap of water
That's
breathing.
I'll just chuck in the closet.
Right? I mean, I would assume the majority of that stuff, or as much as I can fit reasonably. Probably not the plate armor, but stuff I'd just throw it in my bag of holding to have on me,
I mean, the bag of holding
with-
can hold a lot of shit, so yeah, you've kind of
with
just got it
us.
all crammed in there.
right?
And anything that's not in there, I mean, ostensibly would be in the hold here on the ship, so... But yeah,
Anyway,
as soon as the time rolls around, you drop the circle, and all of you disappear into it, whisking away to the extraplanar location of the Archmage's Tower. floating above, ostensibly, the planet. You appear in the main part of the tower, walking out, and are greeted there at the main kind of weird sand map table of Andre, standing there. Welcome back. Ooh, you all look a little wet still. I'm assuming the storm down there is still going?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, looks like a doozy. That's for sure. And he looks out the window and points, and you guys can see down, because you guys are floating above the continent and everything. You're able to see this massive storm moving its way eastways. Well, I didn't see anything on it yesterday that looked like anything unnatural, but it did get quite a bit bigger when it passed over the mountains. I'm not sure. Anyway,
The Hellgate charging it up or something?
Well,
Is that possible?
it seems like it could be, but storms like that pass over the mountains all the time with that ever happening. So I'm almost wondering, maybe the Hellgate knew you were coming for it?
Oh,
I mean, not
Tried
that.
to
I mean,
dissuade us.
That can't be good.
did the you guys? I mean, you have experience with one anchor at this point. Did it seem like the anchor was sentient?
I mean, the
Well, we
guardian
spoke-
of it
we
was.
spoke to the Lich that was the guardian of it.
Really hope there isn't some kind of guardian at that one then, because the other... Well, actually, no, I take that
Well-
back. I hope there is a guardian, because the implication of it being a sentient anchor is a much bigger problem than there just being a guardian there doing that. But then that raises
Yeah.
the question of how they knew you were coming and enacted defenses. So many metaphysical
Well-
questions.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I
going to
got
be
warned
something
off
for
of those
future us.
anyway.
Oh wait, we were talking about we've got like 2 warnings of beware of the storm.
Wait,
oh yeah,
2
by the way, Tez, we got some issues.
Oh? Oh, do
Oh yeah,
tell.
Tez has a psychic connection with one of the aspects of the Demogorgon.
I'm not
Charles.
psycho. What do you mean?
Well, I have seen what you do with that hammer once or twice, and I'm inclined to think you may be, but... So... a psychic
Apparently,
connection-
the prince consort came to Tez in dreams and they talked.
Oh. Did you...
That doesn't feel good. Does it?
I'm gonna say everybody give me an insight check real quick.
One of the very few times Dross is paying attention.
Oh, not too shabby.
Oof.
Finn, you might be a little stoned for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't quite clock it. Everyone else, though, even a 13 would be low enough to clock it. Avandre got real interested the minute the Charles was mentioned, and is taking this a little more seriously than. I mean, he tends to be very flippant and whimsical in most of his dealings, even when dealing with serious things. When you guys had the entire conversation about preventing Demogorgon from breaking free and all this, it was still fairly whimsical. He is now paying much closer attention than he usually does.
Oh, great. Even I can tell you're paying attention.
Oh, yes. Very, very much so. So, you spoke to him in a dream, you say?
He came to me.
He came to you.
But don't worry,
Interesting.
the next time I see him, I'm gonna smash his head in with my hammer.
Oh,
Even
I
if
very
it's
much would like to watch that happening, although I'm currently doubtful if you'll be able to do it just yet.
Oh.
Quick clarification. At any point, did you tell him anything about what you were doing and the people you were doing it with?
Oh, I don't think so.
At any
Until
point, did you
now?
mention anything to do with the voiceless or myself?
No.
Good. Keep it that way.
Okay, what if he asks me?
Do not tell him, Tez.
What if I get nervous? He's really nice.
If you get nervous,
Oh,
tell him to go drink some
Sorry.
goat's milk.
I hate this guy. I'm gonna tell him to drink goat's milk. Every
Please
time
do.
he asks me a question.
Tez, I'm fairly certain that that man is the reason that my best friend in the world died. So, I would not trust him whatsoever.
I don't.
Good. Let's keep it that way.
Okay.
This is alarming. You having a connection like that. Does it feel at any point do you feel like he is what? Well, no, I don't suppose you would know what that is. Did it feel odd riding around in his head like that?
Did Tez think it felt odd?
To Tez,
I mean,
it
I
kind of
knew,
felt like
I knew it wasn't a dream. I knew it felt more real than a dream.
yeah,
Right? Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
To Tez, it felt like moving around in a body that it felt like his, like you were registering touch, like when he picked stuff up and moved around and everything. But you weren't the one telling your body to do that.
definitely. It felt weird. Like, kind of like a dream, but not like a dream.
Does it feel like anyone is in your head experiencing that right now?
Oh, no, not right now. I don't
Do you
think
mind
so.
if I would you mind terribly if I poke around it just to make sure?
Oh, no, go ahead. I trust you.
Okay. And he kind of raises his hand up and you see a couple glyphs flare. Dros, you recognize his version of Detect Magic, of Andre's analysis. And he begins casting it. Finishes. Looks over and his eyes kind of flare up with energy a little bit. Oh my. Your head is an odd little patchwork, my dear kitty.
I know.
Oh. Well, that would be the tether. And it's definitely rooted in your psyche.
Oh, no. What's that mean?
Well, the good news, he's not looking right now, so that's a good sign. Now let me see what happened. Oh, fuck! And he kind of like physically jumps back a little bit and shakes his hand a little bit. Okay, can't touch that. That's interesting. That wasn't... And he kind of looks at his hand. That wasn't psychic damage. That was physical pain. Ow. Okay. Huh. Well, I'm gonna have to think on that. Yeah, thank you for the concern. I'm fine. I tried to touch the tether to your psyche that's clearly leading to Charles, and that was odd. Spells don't cause... I mean, especially spells of, things like this, telepathic bonds and such, they don't cause physical damage when interacted with. That's... I might have to do a little research on that. Be careful, Tez. I suppose that's really all I can kind of advise at the moment.
Okay.
If he tries to interact with you, try to shut it down in whatever way. Get him out of your head. I don't know what exactly would be needed to break that kind of connection, but I'm sure you can be creative, and you have friends who are certainly creative. Make sure to tell them, and do not give him any information if he starts asking for it.
Okay. I will.
And even if he isn't asking for it, make sure not to give him any information at all. The best outcome you could possibly do is get some information out of him without giving any up, or just telling him to go fuck himself, in as many words. But
okay,
that is certainly the safer option than trying to get information out of him. So I'd err on that side of caution.
I can scare him too. I'm really scary.
You are, although you should know he's formidable. He is supposedly one of the strongest knights in the Empire at the moment. He fights light blades for fun.
Oh, we do too.
I was going to say do you, but I suppose you probably do have fun doing that, so I can't necessarily question it.
I get it though.
It's more of a sparring thing for him. That's without any armor or enchantments or anything. So, be wary. Is all I would say there.
Okay.
Okay. So that's a problem, but that's a problem I'm gonna have to look into another day. You said there was something about a storm. Well, obviously that storm. Something else involving a warning. Did I hear that right?
Oh yeah. I had a conversation with Eldath in my dreams. He said, "Beware the storm."
And then you happened to wake up to a storm.
Yep.
Huh.
He also said that we probably weren't. He implied heavily that we weren't up to taking on the other anchors. He actually said they were going to be a lot harder than the first one. And he
Well,
said that there were some artifacts or something, and to talk to the druids, and maybe they could help us out. But it sounded like there were some...
He's probably not wrong. You did have quite a bit of help in the Shrine of Crucif down there, it sounds like, as far as the blessings inherent to navigating that area.
Yeah. The rest of that anchor went super well.
Well, as far as artifacts go, I mean, most of you, bear a number of them. I mean, Dross' cloak there is an artifact of quite a bit of power. Tyler's armor, obviously. Tez's renowned hammer is certainly of that caliber. Your hammer is quite impressive. There are definitely none others like it. Finn, I believe that amulet I see peeking out from your armor as well is something of that nature. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that leaves exactly 2 of you without any kind of item like that. He kind of looks first over at Loki, just in his plate armor and wielding his axe, and then looks over at Taylor. Don't suppose either of you have anything in particular you would want? I'm sure we could probably track down a legend or 2.
Oh. He did say to talk to the druids, so that would probably be something up her alley.
The druids might have some info on something that might be a little available. Actually, that might be a good starting place. Right,
Gotta go up there anyway to hit the bay to go to the north, right?
That's very true. You'll have to go there. So, we can actually speed things up as far as the travel a little bit. Drost, I have a couple spells for you to copy down real quick. I've already taken the liberty of writing them up so that they are easy copies for you, so that you don't necessarily have to transcribe them as in the lengthy process as most people would. So let me get these scrolls for you, and he puts a couple different scrolls out in front of you. And I am going to copy a bunch of spells that I came up with and throw them into the items tab. Now, I think some of these you might already have. I already gave you the Aura of Angles, right?
Yes.
Okay, then it's these 3 that I haven't given you yet. Items tab.
I don't think I've used the Aura of Angles, but it's kind of like...
Spirit Guardians, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh.
he gives you 3 more spells. One of them, it's a bit like Shadow Blade or Flame Blade, anything like that. It gives you an option as a melee caster. The Arcane Arm Blades. Avandre's Arcane Armor, which is an upgraded version of Mage Armor. Costs a 5th level spell, however, you can also... Your armor is higher than Mage Armor, and you also get bonuses to saving throws.
All right.
And most importantly, Avandre's Arcane Access Ways. And he kind of looks at this one. Now, you've seen me cast this spell at least once when I sent Luke home. Basically, you have to have a nice flat surface-ish. Draw an arcane doorway, the door opens up, you're able to go through it. A bit faster than a teleportation circle. And best part is, you don't actually have to have a circle on the other end of that. You just have to have a surface as big as the door you are drawing.
All right.
So basically, if you were to go over to that wall over there, draw a circle, imagining inside the cabin of the Rebel Yell, you could suddenly be on the Rebel Yell.
All right. Well, that takes care of our needing a teleportation circle there.
Yes, and most importantly, I talked with Rulo a little bit about the Arcane Engine because I was very curious as to spellcasting, because he relayed some of the information about when you were in the airship fighting the legions up in the Verdant Bay, and how the Arcane Engine amplifies your spells. Theoretically, you can use the access way through the arcane engine and transport the entire ship. Now,
Sweet.
it might be a little rough coming out, but I think with sufficient arcane practice, you would be able to create a gateway on the ocean. I mean, ocean water in certain parts can be flat enough that it would count as a surface in that sense. Or, if there's a sufficient area of grassland on the ground, you could potentially make a passageway like that.
Excellent. Hypothetically, like the side of a building would work.
Hypothetically, the side of a building would work. Albeit, it would cause quite a bit of panic for anyone in that building or near it, but
Flying an airship
definitely
out of the side
an
of the
option.
building.
Yes. It would definitely be an option. I'm not saying it's a good idea to fly an airship out of, say, one of the towers of Kai Vasori in Elvenon, but it's certainly an option.
Well, the majority of our dealings have been non-essential or non-normal. So, could have it as an option. Oh, this helps a ton of Andre. Thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, after all, I am trying to send you up to the north. I needed to make sure that any outstanding business that you were working on could be quickly dealt with, after all. Plus, I just get tired having to worry about circles and taking a year to make them. Like, it's so boring. rather just make a doorway somewhere and call it good.
Yeah, that is handy.
Speaking of, have you heard anything about Imperial activity around Elvenon?
Ah.
Because
Yes.
when Charles
Well-
was in Tez's head, that's where he apparently was.
Well, I'm not surprised by that. You did light quite a few fires on your way out of town, and as I recall, there was some talk of inflaming some of the local groups to cause some problems as well.
We may have invested some funds in that direction.
Not a bad idea. I'm not judging you for that, but I do believe the Empire felt that thorn a little bit too much, and he kind of, using this kind of arcane sand table in front of you guys, zooms in a little bit and brings it down towards Elvenon, and you see there is what looks like a small army camped outside of Elvenon. Some ramshackle buildings and tents and everything set up on the outskirts, kind of just in almost like a loose siege. Like, it's very clearly not meant to be a like strict no one in or out kind of situation, but if need be, they could probably close the gap and make it a full siege if they needed to. You see several ships out in the harbor that seem to be forming a bit of a blockade out there, Imperial warships, and then flying not 100 feet above Kai Vasoria, the main tower and keep of Elvenon, is a massive airship. And when I say massive, I mean, considering, I don't know how well versed in ship types you guys are, the Rebel Yell is essentially somewhere between a brig and a galleon, like a 2 to 3 masted vessel. Fairly good size. This one dwarfs like a man of war. It's almost like twice as big.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, even from this kind of odd canted angle the sand table gives, you can see there's at least 3 decks of gun lines along each side. It's this is a vessel, like, it's very, even with what little detail you can get here, it's very clear that it's well made, but it's kitted for war. This is what you show up with when you need to scare someone. Bondre just kind of takes a look at it. Now, that vessel looks familiar. I want to say that's the flagship that Charles flies around in, pride of the Imperial fleet, but well, we already know Charles is there, so that actually makes sense. Never mind.
So we should probably give Elvenon some space.
Maybe give Elvenon some space. If you're heading up there, stick closer, farther away from the harbor of Elvenon. Stay out relatively in the bay. I imagine the spot where you would dock up previously would be perfectly fine. When you were dealing with that business out at those facilities and that laboratory and whatnot. That should be fine. He just kind of keeps staring at it, like boring a hole into the sand. What is he playing at? Huh. Anyway, yes. Sorry I couldn't get the rune for air travel up there. That's not really my call, unfortunately. They're a bit. The Northerners like to keep to themselves for the most part, and while they are open to making friends who hate the Empire, they are wary of anyone openly declaring that, so they're more than happy to give you the rune and allow you to do that travel. And in fact, they'll end up teaching you, Drost, how to use... Because teleportation magic, if you use it to try and enter the north, it gets a little funky. It doesn't always work. They'll teach you how to get around that as well when you're up there.
Excellent.
And then you can use that to travel to the Rebel Yell and then fly around the north as you please. But they want to get... I think they just kind of want to meet you and make sure that you're on the up and up. Obviously my word carried a bit of... Well, obviously to you. My word carried a bit of weight up there, and that's why they were willing to listen. But Luke also spoke up for you all, so make sure to thank him when you see him up there. Apparently you made quite the impression on the young man.
Oh, hope so.
Although the warden wasn't exactly happy about the story of you making him almost shit himself, but...
I was just going to ask. That's the one where Tez made him poop a little.
Yeah, he was less than happy about that, but I mean, something teaching moment, I suppose.
It happens a lot.
With you, Tez, I'm not that surprised about that. Now, if only we could get you to make Charles shit himself, I would pay good silver for that.
Oh, he will. I promise.
Good luck with that.
I'm assuming he'll have to get dealt with at some point.
More than likely. But that's more than likely a problem for a different day. I am not sure I would want you to go up against him right now, and certainly not with all of that surrounding him. That's for sure.
Yes, he sounds scary.
He is not... he will not be a pushover. While I do believe the blade is still the biggest threat to all of our lives in the Empire, Charles would be a close second. Closer than I'm sure the blade would want that gap to be. But anyway, enough depressing shit. Is there anything else I can help with? What are the plan? What's the plan now?
I guess we'll check in with the druids, then hit the north, right?
Yeah, it sounds like the north is a better, more promising than trying to find our way to the Hellgate.
Well, could be. Although I am curious about that storm.
I am too. Like,
Interesting.
really curious.
Oh, almost forgot. When you make it to Ice Lock, the port, let me know, because I have to travel with you. It's a thing. We'll be traveling companions for a little bit. But just let me know when you get up there, and I can join you whenever. If that's okay with you. I suppose I probably should have mentioned that much sooner now that I'm realizing it, and I'm now just adding myself to the group. That's okay, right?
Fine with me.
Yeah, that's fine.
100%.
Just making sure. Completely forgot. I kind of buried the lead on that. My bad. Yes, they wanted me to come with they don't want a bunch of foreigners who don't know the way trying to figure it out. Basically, like, if you all manage to get lost out in the tundras and just die, not that I think you will, but if that happened, that would look really bad. So
That's fine.
cool. Yeah, that's all I had. So yeah, have fun with the druids. I'm sure they'll be delightful and smell treeful.
Okay.
They always do.
Usually, I'd be probably more
Usually.
concerned if they didn't. Well, feel free to make use of the circle or that wall. Now that Dros knows a powerful spell for walls, I don't know what I'm gonna go do. Maybe I'll go read. I need to figure some things out anyway. And he just kind of floats up and heads up to the top levels of the tower.
Oh, bye.
Bye-bye! And you guys are all left on the base floor of the watchtower.
So I am pretty sure I can't cast 6th level spells.
So you do
Because-
actually have one 6th level spell slot.
I do, but since I am multi-classed, wait, we're level 11, right?
Yeah, you're level 11, which means you get access to one 6th level spell slot. The multi-classing, it doesn't affect your spell slots. It just affects you learning spells of that level at the level you're supposed to get them. So normally you would have the slot and a spell that you would be able to cast with it. That's what it affected when you multi-classed. So
Gotcha.
you're kind of cheating and learning some spells at 6th level, but
Sure.
it's
Okay.
not necessarily rules as written that you can't do that.
All right. Well,
Plus, it's a transportation spell, so I'm not gonna get mad about it.
to the group. So I can get us. All right. I've got one. I can use teleportation circle once more, or I can use and I can use the Avandre's access ways once as well. So if we want to get the Rebel Yell somewhere, we would have to use another teleportation circle to the Torches Tower, make our way back to the Rebel Yell.
Just making sure you
then-
saw Avandre's arcane access ways can be done as a ritual.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Never mind.
Yeah, 11-minute casting, but you can absolutely
11
do it more
minute
than once.
ritual. All right, guys. Well, let's. We now kind of have travel figured out.
Yeah, the caveat with it, I didn't because
yeah.
obviously
Yep.
it's not teleport. But the caveat with it being a 6th level teleport is that you have to know of a location that you can appear at.
Right.
Big enough for either A, your ship, or B, you guys to walk through. But I mean, you guys have seen a lot of fucking walls and shit in your travels, so
Right. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we can just pop right over to the Rebel Yell. As I start drawing a circle on the side of the inside of the watchtower here. And then 11 minutes later, it is the Bifrost, essentially.
yeah, it's an open doorway. You guys all step through.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys all step through this glorious white open doorway and appear right where you all were when you stepped into the teleportation circle earlier, in the hold of the Rebel Yell. You watch,
And now what?
As you all step through, you hear a clatter off in the corner, and Jerry looks like he was sitting on a crate with a jug of wine that he has now dropped because he was not expecting you all to suddenly appear in front of him. That was like that when I got here.
Bullshit.
Definitely.
Yep, definitely. I'll go get a mop, and he just kind of hops off and waters off.
So if we're gonna move the Rebel Yell, we got to come up with a great big flat surface that we can draw on, and a place that we're confident that is big enough for the ship to come out of.
Yes. So with doing it through the arcane engine,
Oh yeah, that's
the way
right.
of the way that Avandre described it to you, and the way you've kind of figured out, no Arcana check needed because he basically relayed this info to you. When you channel it, you don't need to draw the doorway for it if you're trying to teleport the whole ship. You do have to have a spot in front of you that you would be able to essentially crash the ship into, either a flat surface on the ground or on the wall or something. And as long as you have a spot in mind on the other side of that, when you don't need to draw it, you just have to cast the spell into the engine. The engine will make the doorway on the ground or a wall, and then it will, open up wherever the hell you're imagining it to open up. With an Arcana check sufficient to cast it through the engine, obviously.
Yeah. Okay, so...
And also someone persuading Rulo to deliberately crash the ship into whatever you're about to sail into.
Well, hopefully
Obviously,
I'm
I'm
able
going to
to
be
get...
driving when that happens.
Fair enough.
Well, and hopefully I'm able to get
Just
the...
screaming, getting to the ground. Why is it going faster?
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
Well, I'll try to make the arcane engine at least cast like an area of, where to drive into. Tyler or Taylor, do you guys know of a place that's a large enough clearing where the ship can pop through near the Druid Grove?
I'm assuming I know of one.
Yeah, you can think of at least a couple. You also know that as part of that, it wouldn't be too hard to do it via ocean as well. It might just be a little more wet.
Yeah, we can also do it in the water, if need be. But yeah, I know a few spots.
All right, so that is an Arcana check.
Yep, go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Well, as I am nervous about this, would guidance help in this situation?
I would call this a skill check, so yeah, guidance would absolutely help.
All right, well, go ahead and do an Arcana with guidance. Eeh.
First attempt starts going a little wonky. You don't know if you quite have the hang of it doing it yet.
Nothing bad happened though?
Nothing that you're seeing necessarily. Unless you feel like playing with fate and doing a reroll.
Nothing obvious. Well, so yeah, mechanics wise, other than like spending another 11 minutes of the ritual, are there any obvious detriments to?
The engine
or
kind
would
of
I know?
sputters a
Would
bit.
Ghost even know that?
I think you're familiar enough with the Arcane Engine at this point. You haven't necessarily damaged it in any way. It didn't like you doing that. It probably would have been fine had you done it if it had gone off perfectly. You get the sense if you fail enough times, you might have to do some repairs on the engine to try and get it working a little bit better again, and also to make sure you don't crash out of the sky, since this thing is also the thing keeping you guys floating.
Right. Yeah. Well, as the entire ship lurches, as the engine sputters, to whoever's listening, I will. Okay, sorry about that. We'll make sure that doesn't happen again. And then I'll run the ritual again. And this time I will be prepared to use a luck point if need be.
Okay. Give me another Arcana check.
All right. Well, I'm gonna beef myself up with guidance again.
Yep. It's much better, and it's a good thing because the DC did go up by a little bit.
Great.
Second time, you cast a spell into it, and you feel the engine sputter in the same way you did last time, but then it suddenly catches and picks up, and you figure out where you went wrong with the casting the first time. Catch it, correct it, spell goes through, and you guys watch on the ground below you, in an open clearing of sand, a massive portal, big enough for the ship to pass through, appears.
I'm gonna hold on to
Fuck
something.
yeah. I think everybody should hold on to something. Because where is this? Is this like
Yeah.
portal in the ground?
This is a portal in the ground, because you guys are just out in the desert right now. You guys were heading north.
Oh, fuck yes. And I'm wearing my hat, so that means I get to roll with advantage.
You do.
Everybody, hold on to your butts.
Oh, Captain, I hope you know what you're doing. Brace! And with a 26, you deliberately crash your ship into a portal in the sand.
Yeah.
And suddenly, you're in. All of you, give me a dexterity saving throw with advantage, because you guys were prepared for this, so.
Me too.
Yep. Not a high DC, so don't worry, but. And I think we're just needing Loki.
Highly recommend.
If he's there.
Time we're repairing the ship, we install seatbelts.
What are those?
Basically, little
Just
things of
grab a
rope
little
that
piece
you
of
can
rope.
attach to the walls that will hold you in place.
It's a pretty good
Walls or
idea.
seats.
Hmm.
I've seen them. They're,
So
they're
like,
starting to put them on like different carriages that I've seen. in town.
like shackles in a dungeon.
Kinda, but they
I don't know
don't.
if you want that on a boat.
They don't brace your hands. They brace like around your waist or like around your chest. Like I said, I've seen them on some carriages, and they help you on the bumpier roads so you don't fly out of the cart.
Hmm.
Loki, can you give me a dex save at advantage, please? There we go. Yeah, all of you easily enough. Because you were braced and ready for it, it's not as jarring as it probably would have been, but you guys all have your like sense of gravity suddenly inverted because you guys were flying at a downward angle into this, into the ground, and are suddenly emerging upwards from the exact opposite angle in almost like an X pattern.
You know, another fly to pull out of the hole.
Exactly. You guys are coming out of the hole, flying upwards at a 45-degree angle after crashing into it at a 45-degree angle.
Woohoo!
Your sense of gravity shifts. All of you but you're all braced and holding on to something, and everyone perfectly fine as you guys begin your ascent back up and recognize the endless trees and greenish blue waters off in the distance of the Verdant Bay and the Verdant Bay Peninsula. So, move you guys back to the world map. For reference, the red fires have put you guys right about here, up in not quite the northern tip, but somewhere closer to the middle. Far enough away from Elvenon that you're not necessarily going to be seen as an immediate threat.
Oh, good.
So,
All right, that's the limit of my navigational skills.
yep.
Pretty here.
Where to from here?
Well, from what you guys know, the Druids are a little farther inland and closer to Elvenon. They're not exactly like super far away from the city, but far enough away to, have some distance and be safe if the Empire shows up. And so you got a little bit of air travel to go. But you start navigating down that way. Can I have... I don't know what everyone is doing on this ship, but if there's anyone who would be looking off the sides and, off into the horizon and everything like that, any of you would give me a perception check.
Oh, I definitely would be.
Yeah, there's Empire
like
presence
this.
around. I think everybody should be watching. You got one for me too, since I'm flying.
Yes, yeah, you were going to be the only one I required it from.
Holy shit.
Damn.
Some high rolls from some, and less than high from others. Taylor, you're working on calming Kisa down a little bit. Turns out her sense of gravity was not great down in the hold.
Yeah, she's kind of biting at me right now. She's flipping out.
Yeah, she her water bowl went all over the place, and she's not happy about it. So you and Jerry are working on getting that taken care of. The rest of you are out on the deck. Look, you're not quite paying a whole lot of attention to it at this point. You're kind of figuring out if your stomach was okay with that sudden inversion, so not the biggest focus for you. Tez, kind of the same with you. Like it's fine. You're keeping an eye out, but that felt weird to you. That really wasn't comfortable. And plus, you've got enough on your mind already from last night anyway.
Okay.
Rest of you, as you're all keeping an eye out, you start seeing, as you slowly making your way southwest a little bit, south by southwest. You start seeing some smoke trails off in the distance. A lot of smoke trails start coming into the horizon.
Guys.
It's not good.
Like Elvenon direction or like Druid camp direction?
I'd say at this point, Elvenon is definitely more west of you, and this is more because after a little bit of travel, I'm going to say you guys are like right up here at like the top of the T, heading down, like at least starting to head that way. Smoke trails seem to be coming down from like that direction rather than off to your right. Definitely somewhere in the forest, not the city. At least as far as you can see right now. You'd have to probably get a little closer to the city, and that comes with its own set of risks.
Yeah.
What do you guys see?
I see smoke.
Lots of smoke.
And
Oh,
I'd say Finn and Tyler, the two of you with those high rolls, you see the smoke trails. They're not thick smoke trails. Because obviously a fire at certain points of its life cycle are going to have, when there's still an abundance of fuel, be quite a bit thicker as it's burning through the heavier stuff. These seem almost like the tail end. So a little bit thin. Like the smoke is still present. There's still something burning in multiple spots, but you get the sense this is probably after the fact.
This is familiar.
Yeah,
Like
looks
the
like we're late
village
to
we
whatever
found.
party.
Wait, where's the torch at? What do we do with him?
You guys paid to have him taken off continent with Nerit. He's presumably he is somewhere out west on a boat, heading away from the Empire and never coming back.
Okay. Let's check this out.
Is that the direction of the druids?
Roughly, you guys aren't entirely sure yet. It's you guys don't have a perfect reference. Let me put it that way, because there's not like a map marking the exact spot of the druids. You have an idea of where they are, and Loki's been seen a couple of their safe houses and stuff, and the twins have an idea of where they can kind of be found at, but it's not like an exact position. You're heading in that general direction still, and these fires do seem to be in that general direction.
It doesn't bode well.
But you continue. The smoke trails, you get a little closer and closer, and eventually come up to one of them. You kind of like slowed the ship down a little bit and peer over the side using the spy glasses needed. Definitely looks like there was a fight here. It's not a fight like the Torch did, where he would just senselessly bomb the place with fire, leading to like massive infernos. This is definitely more of like maybe a couple trees caught fire and then were cut down and used as wood in the pyres after a battle, but definitely some kind of fighting took place here. And through the spyglass, you're able to see. You don't really see any bodies of like what you've seen as like the Druid warriors in the Circle of Verdance. Any of their warriors, you don't see that. What you see are piles of dead Imperials being burnt. Just the pyres are mostly gone at this point, but you can still see some of the flags and armor and stuff kind of cast off on the side of Imperial Guard. Definitely a fight that didn't go necessarily in the Guard's favor, but also, hard to tell really without seeing the bodies of the others. And Loki, you would know for a fact, seeing this, it was policy for the Circle of Verdance that anyone like of your side who falls, you don't leave them behind. You take them back so that they can be given proper rest. So you're not seeing the full picture of how the fight went exactly, seeing this first one. But you're seeing the tail embers of a fight that clearly didn't go, well, maybe didn't go in the favor of the Empire.
All right.
But continue down into the peninsula, farther in, you start making your way to the second smoke. And as soon as you pull up to it, slow the ship down a little bit, peer over with the spyglass. Pretty much the exact same thing. Scorching on the ground, signs of battle, signs of nature magic being used by druids. Quite a bit of Imperial dead that it looked to have been burnt at this point. No signs of any more druids. And it's about the third time this happens, you're starting to realize, like, okay, there was quite a bit of fighting going on here recently, and none of it seems to, like, you're only getting one side of the picture at this point, but there's a lot of these little skirmishes that all seem to have wrapped up and been handled the exact same way at this point.
Well, and like we knew approximately how many were in that druid camp, right?
Yeah. Well, you have an idea at least. Loki knows that there's a lot of like small scattered war bands and stuff throughout the peninsula, totaling between the druids and the warriors fighting under the druids, there's probably maybe a couple thousand, if that.
And how many like approximate dead bodies have we seen so far?
By this point, after your third one, probably close to 1,000.
Okay.
At least 1,000 dead Imperials from what you've seen across these 3 sites. Maybe a little less than that, but a not insignificant number of dead.
Hopefully the druids gave better than they got.
I bet they did.
Yeah, if it was 1 for 1, they're not doing well. Well,
Well, it
Loki,
would
do you
be- it
know
would
how
be-
to find like one of their camps or like one of the red fires? Like, do you guys have like a bat signal you can put up?
As you guys get to the third, are at the third site, yeah, Loki, you think you could get them to there from here if you guys were to like sit down and park the ship? You could probably walk them in at this point.
Oh, it sounds like off we go on a good foot then.
Yeah.
Right. You guys set
I'll
the
talk
ship
to the-
down. Oh, go ahead, Drost.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, isn't there like a fancy way to get down to the ground from the ship too?
You guys do have the gate, yeah. If you guys want to leave the ship up in the air, you can take the gate down.
Yeah, I figured with the Imperials flying around though, we don't really want to leave it just like
Up in the
floating
air.
around, right?
No.
Sure.
No.
It's probably best to set it down in some water nearby.
Well, you guys are a ways inland at this point.
Yeah, so we find a clearing and camouflage it up.
Yeah. Rulo calls out and they start getting some of the camo nets and stuff. We can handle that part, Captain, once we put her down.
Perfect.
Yeah, you guys sit down in a clearing. Ship settles onto the ground. They start putting up the camo nets to hide it from the sky, and you guys are able to disembark. Loki, go ahead and give me a survival check, please. We'll say with advantages. I'm sure one of the twins would probably help you navigate the woods.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
With an extra D4, I see him looking around, trying to get his bearings. Elbow him in the ribs. Say, "You got this."
Yeah, go ahead and add a D4 on that, Kindle. Dirty 20. All right. Yeah, it's not long at all. As soon as you start walking through the woods, you find a couple, some of the marks that the Circle of Verdance leaves for its navigation post, and you're like, all right, I know where we are. And you know how to get there. So it doesn't take long, maybe about 20, 30 minutes of walking through the woods, before you eventually come up to one of the spots that essentially is an entrance to the main grove. Some hidden kind of walls through the trees. You hear a call out in Druidic that you would recognize just from being, associated with them, and Tyler would know just from being fluent in Druidic. Who goes there? State your names.
Tyler, Taylor Redfire, and the crew.
Oh, the Wolfpack.
Mm-hmm. The one and only.
Let them through. You see, gateway opens up, lets in. You guys enter into the main camp, and the last time you were here, it was a bit of a ragged, it still resembled more of a druid grove than an active war camp. It's now more of a war camp than a druid grove. Quite a few places set up that look like medical tents and supply depots. Some basic training with arms going on for just about everyone here, including women and children. You can see them training with spear and bow and arrow. As one of the guards goes, I can take you to our commander. If you're here to see the lady, she's not currently in at the moment.
Commander's fine.
Right this way. and he takes you deeper into the grove, through the underground passage that takes into the central part of the grove. And you remember the last time you came through here, this is where you met your aunt, Ilrin. Go through the passageway, emerge into the central grove, and you see what look like just a group of druids, one of whom is wearing some fancy-looking, like, bark armor, talking with them all. Chats a little bit, notices you guys, just holds up a hand, finishes his discussion, and the rest of the druids scatter as he walks up. My name is Commander Treeborn, second in command of the Druid Grove at the moment. It's an honor to meet you both. He looks at the twins. And the rest of the wolf pack, we know all of your deeds, and sorry to say, the lady is not currently in to see you. If there's something I can do to help, though.
That's right. What we saw smoke. What's going on?
Oh, recent skirmishes. The Imperial Legion have stepped up their patrols into the bay in the peninsula. I guess they're trying to crack down on Elvenon and our activities out here as much as possible, with it being, well, it was Empire Day. But the lady has been perfectly handling that in recent days, so we've barely even had to engage any.
Good. We came because we heard that you guys might have some knowledge on some relics, some artifacts that we've been looking for, and I think it needs to be a greater conversation. But yeah,
Artifacts. I don't know if I know of any. If anyone did, it would probably be Ilrin, and she's not here at the moment. Go ahead and give me both. Anyone who's paying attention, the twins especially, but anyone else who's paying attention, give me an insight check. That's about right for Tez.
Hey, Tez, you got any goat's milk for me?
Yeah. Loki, you're kind of focused on the drills and stuff that were happening out there. You're like, why weren't they doing that when I was here? That would have been cool. So, Tyler and Finn, you catch on relatively quick. He's antsier than a second in command probably should be. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you never met this man, so you don't exactly have a baseline. But like, you'd expect the person who's being left in charge would have like some kind of degree of confidence, and this guy doesn't really seem like he has it. Taylor, you pick up on it very quickly. He is not supposed to be the guy in charge. And there's something he's on edge about something. He's dancing around. Anytime he's brought up your aunt, you can almost like see the sweat starting to form at his brow.
I'd give my sister a lift. Let her know.
You alright,
yeah,
buddy?
I like raise an eyebrow.
Sorry, it's just with the stepped up patrols and everything and skirmishes. I mean, Ilrin's been taking care of it, but it's hard not to be on edge a little bit. Thinking they're going to eventually find the main grove.
So where is Aunt Ilrin?
She has taken a new approach, and been fighting any incursions directly. I'm not entirely sure what caused the change in protocol, as I'm sure, our friend here, Loki, was familiar with, we were typically reactionary in nature. Anytime they would come in, we would react and see what they were doing first, and if we needed to engage, then do it. Lady Silver has chosen to take the fight to them a little more, and anytime they enter into the bay in the peninsula, is just going and picking a fight with them immediately. And I can't say it's not working, because it has been. We haven't had any losses, actually, since she started doing it a couple of days ago, but it's not what we're used to here. And some of the druids are concerned.
Well, yeah, that and there's like not insignificant imperial resources in Elvenon, so if she makes too big of a fuss.
That is part of it. She's rocking the boat quite a bit at this point. Granted, I mean, they haven't lashed out yet, but it's more of a matter of time. But she's also never been this.
Too.
We had reports of that.
It's the big one.
Part of the worry is also she's never been this angry before, and it's almost bleeding into what she's doing, and I mean, for lack of a better way of phrasing it, she's going out and just wanting to hit something at this point.
Does she come back here to sleep? When did you see her last?
What day is it today? You guys know it's the 16th.
The 16th.
Yeah.
It's the 16th.
Star 3 days ago, I think. This all started like maybe 5 or 6 days ago. And yeah, she hasn't been back in a couple days. Though we found evidence of what she was doing, so there's that, but it's
Okay.
We don't really know what to do at this point. She is. It's helpful because obviously she is doing something useful, but it's also very concerning because it's never been her way to do this. It's not even necessarily the role of the Archdruid to go out and seek these fights and start a war, but she has done. That's what she's been doing. So it's causing some problems. With some of our upper echelon in the circle, but also just some of the people. I mean, it's inspiring some of the younger folk and the ground troops, so to speak, that we have to deliberately go and start fights and take the pick up the wave of offensive to go after the Empire when we should be just trying to get them to leave us alone. I mean, granted, we have home field advantage, but we're only one group of druids. There's no way, we can overthrow the Empire. Like, this is not going to be the deciding battle that unseats the Empress from her throne. So,
No.
The best we could ever do is draw resources away, which we have, but we don't necessarily want them to use too many resources here, and I'm kind of afraid that she's not paying attention to that fact. She's just going to pick a fight. And some of the reports of the way she is fighting, nature is almost bending its will to help her in an overly aggressive way. She's never been one for fire magic, but suddenly she's summoning tornadoes as tall as some of the red oaks. And burning parts of the forest down simply to spite the Imperials that are in it. Something's happened. I don't know what. Something has changed, and it's concerning. I think I'd normally be bringing this up, but you two are her niece and nephew, so might be worth finding her and talking to her. You came here for a reason, and unfortunately I don't have anything to help you with. She would be the one to help you with this, but clearly something's going on and causing a problem here.
You can probably send her a message. I look at Drost. Can you send her a message?
Drost is better.
Yes, I can.
I was gonna say yours are gonna be way faster than my methods.
Yeah, I'll need a minute to swap the spell in. A few minutes. But yes, I can get a message to her.
That would be great.
So when I cast the spell, it's me that has to? Okay, yeah, it's like a telepathic. Yes. So just let me know what you want to send her, and I'll kind of got to keep it brief, but
I mean, you can just tell her the wolf pack's here to talk to her. That Tyler and Taylor are. Well, you probably shouldn't say worried about her because I don't know if that would help, but just say we want to talk to her about something important.
all right. I'll relay the message verbatim.
Okay. Drost, I need you. I'm going to say. When Drost casts this message, does he think he's doing it like telepathic when he does the sending spell? Let's put it this way. Does he think that it's like a spell that someone is receiving inside of their head or hearing in their ears?
I mean, it definitely isn't something that they're hearing in their ears in as far as roast is concerned.
Okay. Give me an intelligence saving throw, please.
Okay. What are the chances that I'm next to Loki?
I'd say relatively close. So yeah, you're gonna get his +3.
Oh,
30.
Should be all right.
30. Ooh, probably a good thing you rolled a 30 there.
Just barely made it.
So you only take 10 points of psychic damage.
Oh, hey.
As soon as you finish the message, you feel instant feedback, like claws raking through your brain. As all you can hear is that, that high-pitched static that old TVs used to get when the cable signal went out?
Yeah.
You hear that in your head as loud as you can possibly hear it, with what sounds like growling laughter layered underneath it.
Wow.
Oh.
As I completely wince and grab my head, I don't think she's accessible right now.
Are you... What's happening?
I've never had a sending spell get feedback like this. But it sounds like she is. I guess I don't know. Does she do like wild shape and stuff like that? I've never tried to access someone that's wild shaped. Possibly from that, I don't know. I'm just all I heard was like this horrible screech sound and a growl. It was bad.
That shouldn't
And it
happen
hurt.
while wild shaped. We still keep our own faculties. We should probably go find her if that's the case. Do you need healing?
Off to the north, you guys hear a large, almost a sound of thunder, and a soft shaking through the trees coming from that direction. And as you look off to the north, you suddenly see a much bigger smoke plume than what you were seeing earlier, and much denser.
It looks like we found her.
Well, that might be a place to start.
And that is where we're going to end for the night.
All right.
Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and end the recording here. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.